The Brookhaven School District Superintendent, Dr. Rod Henderson, proudly presents Panther Podcast. This podcast show will share the story of the Panthers, which are the faculty, administration, student body, alumni, and community who make up the Brookhaven School District of Brookhaven, Mississippi.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 10 of the Panther Podcast. I am very happy today to be with our Brookhaven School District Parent of the Year, Ms. Brandi Clark. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Great to have you.
Good. Glad to be here.
Do me a favor. Would you tell us about yourself? Just want to get to know you.
Okay.
Go as far as and wide as you want to go.
Oh, goodness. Okay, well, let's see how we want to start off. I grew up in a little small place called Sandy Hook, Mississippi. Sandy Hook. Sandy Hook. Went to Dexter. Started my educational career there. Graduated in Franklinton, Louisiana at Pine High School. Moved to Hattiesburg. Went to William Carey for close to 7 years. I extended the master's program pretty much as far as it would go. Stretched it out. Yes. Worked the entire time. Always been a multitasker. Let's see. I have a degree in English and psychology, master's in child and adolescent therapy. That rolls us into now. We'll skip make the 10-year 20s to 30s a little concise and say that was college and experience in life. Had intentions of having a private practice at some point in life. Got finished with college, didn't feel like I was at the place personally to really take on other people's lives and issues and things. So I continued to work during this time. Obviously, we all have bills to pay, but I wasn't necessarily using my degrees. Let's see, moved here in 2010. Really, completely just a universal change. Just this is what you need. I needed to get out of Hattiesburg. I needed the change of scenery, the change of lifestyle. I knew I needed that. Didn't necessarily want it, but I knew I needed it. So to Home Seekers Paradise I came. My parents were already here. I had told them to have fun with that. I would be in Hattiesburg if they needed me, and then lo and behold, I moved here. Had some growing pains with the slower lifestyle for a few years. I got in the gym. It's where I met Diedrich, my now husband. Through just we were the best of friends for about a year. Then we literally one night just confessed that, hey, we've both been trying to not mess up this friendship. We were both at that place in life where we were kind of done with people, and didn't want to mess up a good thing. Well, from that conversation on, the rest is history when it comes to our relationship. Now there's a little almost 8-year-old in the picture. She definitely bridged the gap between me being more of I look back now, I was more selfish with my time. It was focused on self, focused on mine and Diedrich's relationship, his competitive life, whatever. Not necessarily doing negative things with my time, but it just wasn't in any kind of giving back type way. So we had her, and through different life things, the need for us to branch out and start our own business occurred, hence the Body Shop Edge. Then, let's see, she started preschool at Mamie Martin. Was excited for that for her, but had no intentions of being involved to the degree I am now. Not because I didn't love children, want to help people, all that good stuff. I didn't want to do the drama that people bring.
Gotcha.
I was very boundary specific with that. Like, I don't do group activities. I don't do any of that kind of stuff. But just through saying yes a few times to things and learning that environment is really what you make of it. I have now since, just as you know, really thrown myself into it, and I love it. Can't imagine life without PTA stuff. And Mamie Martin, to be specific, and the Brookhaven School District. Excited about years to come in that. But to tie my background in, I guess really now that private practice that I wanted to start that I just didn't feel was right for me, I now get to do through the gym life. Because a training session is not just physical, it's mental. And I get to have that relationship with my clients and our members that come in, and it's kind of the part you can't really market, or in my opinion, you can't, because then I don't know. I don't ever want to come off like a used car salesman when it comes to saying what we do, because it is very personal and it's very individual, and we love for people to come in organically and want to stay, whether it be because of the environment or the experience they have with Diedrich or myself or some of our other members, and we get to pour back in all kind of ways, whether it be through student athletes or just students in general that are in our community. And it allows me to have that free time during the day to live at Mamie Martin.
Awesome.
So that's really how my background, I guess, ties into now.
Great.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Mamie Martin.
Okay.
And the things that you do, the many things that you do at Mamie Martin. And I touch on when you first started to now. So in your experience this year,
Okay.
when you first started, did you expect to get as involved
Oh no.
as you have?
I probably could go back and find the text message that I sent when I accepted. Juliana Adams actually asked me would I be interested in a board position, and I was like, no. I will bring all the food, I will do the manual labor, I will do all the stuff, but I don't want to be I don't want to sit around with. Basically, I'll just be transparent. I didn't want to sit around with a bunch of women and argue about stuff that was trivial. And that is what I thought it was about.
Right.
That was the perception that I had. And while I may have witnessed some of that, I realized that what I like to call, I tell Dee he has superpowers about stuff, and everybody has a superpower. You just have to find it.
True.
Mine is the ability to kind of not necessarily ignore whatever may be going on, but not engage, squash it, redirect, keep it moving, and focus on what is the important thing.
And we need people like that.
Well, I feel like that, and I feel like that's kind of, while I do have a introverted side that doesn't always want to be in the mix, it's needed.
Exactly.
And I have to just kind of push through some of those moments that I don't necessarily love in order to get the fuel from the moments that I do.
You'd be amazed at a lot of the things that you talk about dealing with, I deal with.
Yeah.
So that's amazing in itself. Mike Tomlin talks about head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, keeping the main thing, and that's what it sounds like you try to focus on. Keeping the main thing. What's important is what's important.
That's right.
So
And that's the babies.
Exactly.
Whether they're this tall or this tall or.
Every decision that I make goes back to what's best for the kids, and that's how I stay on track in itself. So continue down this line, some of the things that you have done, let's talk about those things and some of the things you've witnessed. You're able to be in there and see how hard these teachers work.
Oh,
and the
absolutely.
things these teachers do. And I tell a lot of people all the time, you have to come inside the walls and pull the curtain back to really see the work our teachers do. Mamie Martin in particular, you have to have a heart for those babies, because you're talking about you have someone's child, and this is the foundation. This is the beginning right here.
It is.
And you're teaching all types of things, including social skills, So I'm glad that you were able to see those things, and then you're able to tell other people, hey,
Oh, absolutely.
these people over here working and so on, But you're working also. So let's talk about some of the things you've been able to do throughout the year to help us out.
Well, I try to never have to say no
Okay.
when it comes to the PTA being that bridging the gap between what needs to be done and what maybe can't be done because of a financial situation.
Okay.
Whether that be students that can't participate in a field trip because of financial stuff, which is very real, not just in our world today, but all the time. But now finances are even more of a a struggle for everybody. So we try to just make those, whether it be an AR party or whatever we're celebrating. I tell everybody we love to just celebrate at Mamie Martin. Everything from, whether it's grade stuff or behavior stuff or just, I love to pick classes every now and again that just put forth effort, because I think it's important for everybody to learn that just because you don't see the number on a report card, or you don't have, your numbers of write-ups and whatnot may be present. Sure. But if you're trying and literally giving your best and making that effort, I think that should be celebrated too. We do that. We try to have our grandparents in for Grandparents Appreciation Month, which is a task, because there's 691 babies at Mamie Martin, to be specific, and that's kind of low in the last few years, or lower. But like this year we had, I think it was close to 1,200 grandparents over the course of 2 days, which is, I always say, the bigger that number is the more people who are participating in their little people's lives. So we want those numbers to be big. But it is quite the undertaking. But thankfully, we have lots of parents that show up and want to help and want to send stuff. And that's another thing I always tell people. I try to be the person I might be the one that's there, but there's so many people on the backside that are always ready to send stuff, always ready to, they may be, maybe somebody who can do the typing up of stuff and the printing up of stuff, but they can't be there. Right. Or they may want to participate, but they don't have the finances to send the PayPal to support whatever we're doing, but they can support it in other ways by encouraging people to participate or just whatever it is. But I just try to be there for the parents who can't be because they genuinely don't have the time available, and those who don't want to be, because there are those. And I try to change that perspective, because I once had the wrong one. A lot of people view the PTA as just like a social thing or whatever, and we do have some awesome social moments by getting to know each other, but that's not what's at the heart, at all. It's, like you say, with our teachers and witnessing what they do and the administration and the tough decisions everybody has to make. I think it's pretty well known at this point that our lovely world of social media, a lot can get stirred up there, and I try real hard to squash things that sometimes I can think, oh, that's going to need a response because it's coming, because people have just the wrong perception. Sometimes people just need a different perspective on things. It's not that they're trying to stir up negativity. They just maybe hadn't thought of it from that point of view, because like you say, being able to be more on the inside, you see the things that you would never think of, like just simple stuff of, well, a baby may have left a jacket at school. Well, why didn't somebody send it home with it? Well, because we're trying to get 691 babies home, and sometimes a lot of moving parts, that's right, and a lot of safety concerns every single day. Every single day.
Yeah, it's a tremendous responsibility. And I've said this before, you just have to understand that there's a lot of moving parts, but at the end of the day, it's worthwhile. And it's
absolutely.
The PTA is designed to just stand in the gap, and to bridge that gap, and to be able to provide where we can in itself. So that's the wonderful part about that. Let's talk about your business.
Okay. Well, the Body Shop Edge, located on off of Industrial on North Park Lane. We do a little bit of everything. Dee's main thing would definitely be, or what he's known for would be the speed and agility world. But I tell people his background is definitely that, in Marine Corps and football and all that good stuff. But I tell people that the little 80 or 90-year-old person that he's helped, he had one, I'll tell that story real quick. All he wanted to do was to be able to walk up the steps at his daughter's house. And he got him there. He has since left this world, but he met that goal, and he was able to take it down to the foundation and do things that helped him achieve that. He didn't have him running sprints and, all that kind of stuff. And I find that that's where his genius lies, is he can take a person where they are and help them take the baby steps to where they need to be, whatever level of life they're at. It's beautiful to watch. Or, maybe just the the kid that's not the athlete, never wants to be, has no desire to be, and kind of gets left out of the pack when it comes to physical fitness.
Yeah.
But he finds their thing and their what makes them tick and helps them build confidence and gets that self-esteem up, and that is priceless to me also. Love that. Love to be able to see our school district kids, even the county school district kids, and come in and grow personally, collectively as a team. Just all of it. It's hard to put into words.
It's a service.
We feel that way. We feel that way. We feel like it's a service. We feel like it's our version of a ministry. We all day long we talk to people. People bless us with their stories and situations, and we're humbled by theirs, because sometimes, if we give into human nature and go, "Whew, we're a little tired today," or we're a little whatever, well, somebody comes in with a perspective real quick, and we go, "All right."
Well, you're pouring into people, and you're providing people with a means to better themselves also.
Yes, sir.
And self-esteem is an incredible thing, and you never know who you might be. You gave the story about the older man, 80-year-old man, just wanting to walk up the steps.
Something very simple.
His daughter's home, and he achieved that goal. Being able to allow him to achieve that goal is truly wonderful. And those are just part of the things that you all offer in itself. I know I have my two sons have gone there, and every time I bring my youngest son there, it's people in and out and things like that, because you offer so many different services. What are a couple of those services?
Okay. Self-defense is a big one that we offer. Everything from women's self-defense to we have a combat cardio class two times a day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and once on Saturdays. Combat cardio. It's a 30-minute, as intense as you want to make it or you're able to make it. You're learning it from the self-defense standpoint more so than just. That's why we don't call it kickboxing. Because not downplaying kickboxing by any means, but they just instruct it from a self-defense standpoint. And then with doing that, you get your core work, you get your cardio in, and then you make your way down the stairs and you exit the building, because everybody is done at that point. Yes, they're like, we have achieved all we need to achieve in 30 minutes. We're out of here. But that has really taken off. We have Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu that's offered almost every night of the week, kids and adults. Of course, speed and agility classes, plenty of personal training. With our regular membership, we offer workouts, a whole workout plan with that membership that you get our instruction with, so you don't come in not knowing what to do, not knowing how to do things. All about safety. We try to teach people the exercise world from the standpoint of this is what you do to get the most out of your time and not hurt yourself. So we make sure to teach the techniques and the form and all that good stuff. Trying to think what else we offer. Goodness. We do provide batting lessons. We have a guy that does batting lessons, if that's a need. We just try to meet whatever is the need. That's how this whole combat cardio thing came about. And it has really, really taken off, because people from all walks of life need to be physically fit and need to feel empowered by knowing how to defend themselves if need be, and not wait till it's needed,
Proactive and not reactive.
That's right.
The incredible part about all of that you just talked about is the fact that you still find time to volunteer at Mamie Martin, and that's something that has to be commended in itself, and which led us to selecting you as our Brookhaven School District Parent of the Year, and giving you the opportunity to fill out that nice thick.
Yes, to write a paper about myself. No.
Yeah, I think people need to understand. Look, we don't require that, but the Mississippi Department of Education (MDE) requires that if you are selected as the District Parent of the Year, or District Teacher of the Year, or District Administrator of the Year, it's a nice, beautiful, long, thick packet that you have to fill out, and then send it up there, because now you are eligible to be selected as the State Parent of the Year. So if you have,
Lord, don't let me pick it.
if you have that opportunity and then that happens now, you're gonna have to go to Jackson.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it came with a rubric.
Yeah.
I had not seen the word rubric since college.
Anything that comes with a rubric.
Is yes. But it wasn't once I got into it, it wasn't as challenging as I thought.
Okay.
But the most challenging one was the question about how was it worded? Achievements, efforts, and recognition.
Yeah.
They could have just left all that out. But I did try to answer it in my way, yes, because another point about my background, I've always had a difficulty accepting compliments or not really accepting praise, but like I just never really, I wasn't that child that needed it.
Right.
I didn't like the attention that came along with it. I still don't love it. But I've tried to become a bit more graceful about that, accepting that, because I do realize that, like in this situation, I feel like it would be being disrespectful to not, obviously, and unappreciative to the district for that recognition. And like I wrote in my little paper, there's no telling the opportunities that could come from that could better our school district, my impact on our school district, our business's impact on our school district, because I definitely, that would be in our, didn't realize it in the beginning, but that would be a part of our business plan. Like if we can do something for one of the schools, not just the one that our baby attends, but all of them, city and county. We try to do that. We might not, we don't do the most advertising with a lot of stuff, but we try to always say yes when somebody comes in and needs an ad bought or needs a team sponsor or wants to sell a ham or wants to sell, whatever it may be. We try to save our marketing budget for those kind of things. And whether that kid comes to the gym or not, we try to support them in that way, because I feel like if we're not supporting I'll just say young people, I like to call them all babies, even if they're in college. But if we're not supporting them, we cannot have any complaints, anything about our community. Yes, because they are it. They're the present, they're the future, the everything. And if we're not, when we lay our head down at night, if we don't know for certain that we've done all we could do for the people we've made contact with that day, then we just cannot have any, like I say, complaints about it. I agree. And then once you get to that point, you realize that the complaints aren't worthy anyway, because they don't do anything for anybody. So I'm definitely, in college, I always realized I was more on the solution-based theory when it came to the psychological world, and I realize now I'm that way in life. I hear a problem, and I'm like, okay, what are we going to do about it?
So what's the solution?
Yes, and that's kind of even going back to the grandparents, which we do so much more than just that, but it's kind of our biggest, not biggest event, but it's one of them. That's not like a fundraiser-based thing. I remember Miss Fisher came to me and she was like, we're post-COVID, we could, would like to do something for our grandparents, but we don't really know how to take it on. Do you, don't want to put it all off on y'all, blah, blah, blah. And I basically was like, well, what's needed? What do we do? And I told her, I said, Miss Fisher, lay it out for me. Tell me what we need to accomplish, and I'll dive in. And thankfully, like I say, we have so many people who dive in with me. Won't even begin to name because I'll leave somebody out. Yeah. But that's right. But I do try to express my appreciation anytime I'm able to all those people. But yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And again, on behalf of the Brookhaven School District, we want to thank you for your efforts, your work. The award of our Parent of the Year is well worth your honor.
Well, thank you. I do appreciate it.
And to all our parents that contribute to our kids, our students, our teachers, the entire district, our community. We are thankful for you all also for all that you do. You are all awesome parents. So together we will. That's why that's my hashtag. It's still been my hashtag since I began this position. Together we will, and together we can. So we're going to continue to say that.
All right. Well, I'll take this moment to plug. Come see me if you want a position in the PTA.
Oh. There you go.
Or if you need to work out, come see me.
You go.
Yeah. Either way.
All
Yes.
right.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. So that's another episode of the Panther Podcast. We thank you all for joining us, and keep in mind that it's always a great day to be a Panther. Thank you all.